It's the LACHSA News Show.
Hello everyone, and before we begin, I just want to start off by saying last week we took an episode break, but we're back and better than ever. While we were away, many of you may know that the Dodgers won the World Series, bringing the title back for the first time since 1988. Today is November 4th, the day after the election, but we still don't have a presidential candidate winner yet. We're in the thick of things, and so we want to give some updates on a lot of other important information that you may have missed. We're going to start off with the props, but before, I want to say that not all of the votes in California have been counted, so some of these results are not official, but these are the current projections. We're going to start off with Prop 14, which authorizes 5.5 billion state bonds for stem cell and other medical research, and it is currently on its way to passing. Prop 15, which taxes properties based on current market value rather than purchase price and increases property taxes on commercial properties for funding to local governments and schools, is projected to not pass. Prop 16, which would bring back affirmative action, has not passed. Prop 17, which restores voting rights upon completion of prison term, has passed. Prop 18, which would permit 17-year-olds who will be 18 at the time of the next general election to vote in the primary election and special elections, is not going to pass. Prop 19, which gives homeowners over 55, disabled, or wildfire/disaster victims a big property tax break while buying a new home, and establishes Fire Protection Services Fund, is going to pass. Prop 20, which adds crimes to the list of violent felonies with restricted early parole, recategorizes certain types of theft and fraud crimes as chargeable as misdemeanors of felonies, and requires DNA collection for certain misdemeanors, did not pass. Prop 21 allows local governments to establish rent control on residential properties over 15 years old, and it is not passed. Prop 22, which classifies app-based drivers as independent contractors and not employees, has passed. Prop 23, which requires chronic dialysis clinics to have an on-site physician report data on dialysis-related infections and obtain consent from the state health department before closing a clinic, has not passed. Prop 24, which allows consumers to prevent businesses from sharing personal information, correct inaccurate personal information, and limits businesses' use of sensitive personal information, including precise geolocation, race, ethnicity, and health information, has passed. And finally, Prop 25, which upholds legislation replacing cash bail with a risk assessment for detained suspects awaiting trial, did not pass. In other news, former District Attorney Jackie Lacey, who has served in her position since December of 2012, has lost to her challenger George Gascon. Many believe that the recent protest that occurred after the death of George Floyd and Lacey's reaction is partially responsible for her loss, especially because her husband is being sued by many Black Lives Matter protesters after he pulled a gun on them outside of his home during a protest.
Hello everyone, my name is Pilot Lee. Welcome back to the LACHSA News Show Drama Corner. It is November 4th, 2020, and we're here on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, California. So as you can see behind me, we have some police trucks and a lot of buildings that are boarded up. All the storefronts have removed most of their items, and this is a big moment in history. We're going to go out here tonight and interview some people, see how they're feeling about the election, and get their opinions on everything. All right, so we're here with
Justin.
Josh. All right, so Justin and Josh, what do you guys feel like? Is it weird seeing all these storefronts boarded up and all that stuff?
I think it's, they're just being safe. That's what I feel like.
I never thought I'd see like any of this in my life.
Are you worried about the election, or how do you feel like it's going for you? Are you happy with the results so far?
I haven't really checked up on that.
Have you been active on like checking the election and stuff?
I have not. Just chilling. Going with the vibe,
Who would you have voted for?
Kanye.
So we couldn't really find anyone smart on Rodeo Drive, so now we're here in downtown LA. We're gonna interview some people, and hopefully we can find somebody who actually knows what they're talking about.
Christian.
All right, so Christian, how do you feel about the election? Like, how do you feel like it's going? And is it weird seeing everything boarded up and like everyone taking all the precautions they are?
I'm just gonna ask you, like, should I answer this question with my honest opinion, or should I answer this the way that you want me to answer?
Complete honest opinion. Yeah.
I believe in an election. I believe that the world is staged. I believe that we're living in a movie. I believe that everything that's going on in the world right now is towards a bigger governmental experiment. in society. So I feel like the election is already predetermined. I believe that everything that's going on with the coronavirus and wearing masks has a lot to do with the biblical prophecy in Revelations 11 with the mark of the beast. So I believe that a lot of the things that's going on in the world today we can find in the Bible. I'm a Christian. This is my brand, Provision, walk by faith, not by sight. So I'm a firm believer in the end times being right now, today, and it's playing out in the world as we see it.
That is such an amazing opinion. Like, thank you so much for that. All right, so we're here with, what's your name?
Jack.
Okay, so Jack, how do you feel about seeing all these storefronts being boarded up and like the current state of everything with the election going on right now?
I mean, it's bad. Like, all like these crazy Trump people are like threatening to blow up the world. Like, I thought like they had guns to overthrow the government, not overthrow people. Like, isn't that why like they're like, oh, Second Amendment, like get rid of like the tyrannic government? But they're like, oh, let's just shoot each other.
It's crazy. Like, is it weird living in this time where it almost feels post-apocalyptic?
It's not weird. It's very predictable. Like, America, like from the jump, has kind of sucked.
That's true. Yeah.
That was like built off of like tax evasion from English people, and then they just used slaves to not pay anything. Just became this. Like, that's not very surprising.
What about the election as a whole? Do you feel like Trump is going to be going to the Supreme Court to call fraud and all that stuff? Like, there's just so much going on, and how do you feel about it?
I think Trump's going to jail. I don't think he'll go. I think in front of the Supreme Court, like he'll get there, but for like a hearing for the crimes that he's committed against humanity.
Wow. All right, cool. Well, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for your time. We're here today with, what's your name?
Walter.
All right, so Walter, how do you feel about everything going on in the world right now? How are you feeling about the election so far?
Man, I'm just hoping that the country comes together so that we can, get Trump out of office. I just feel like he's not the best character for the country, or the best president for the country. Sorry, my words are fumbled. But I just think that we're divided, and I think that a change in the office would really help us come together.
Yeah, I completely agree. And how do you feel about the city and the government taking precautions as they are, boarding up all of these storefronts and all these businesses, taking these crazy precautions? Is it weird living in this time right now?
Yeah, man, it really is. I think that more so they could have like representatives outside of the business to kind of like keep the people, communized, I guess, not communized, but just more communal. And I think that this sends a message of, of them kind of like hiding, but they're asking for our business, you know what I mean? So for me, it's just not a good look.
It's also crazy to think that this is like a big moment in history, you know? Do you have any concerns about Trump going to the Supreme Court and calling fraud?
Oh, yeah, man. Listen, nobody's above the law. I feel that it's immoral for him to be in that office and then, putting people in position that haven't been vetted, and then also like dodging his legal issues outside of the presidency. And so, yeah, no person's above the law, and we really need to pay more attention to that. We really need to voice our opinions about that, and we really need to just get it out there that, nobody is above the law, and that's just where I'm at with that,
Yes, my name is Dan Williams, and I've been in LA all my life. It's about 70 years. And let me use the analogy of a puppy. Let's say you take a 3-month-old puppy and you put him into a brand new house with a beautiful carpet on it. And the puppy messes all over the rug in the way that 3-month-old puppies like to do. So what this president has done is like that puppy who has messed up on the rug. He has pooped and urinated all over the American flag and the Constitution and our rights and our hopes and our dreams. He has destroyed this country, and who do you blame? Him? No, I don't blame him entirely, because he didn't know the job in the first place. I blame the morons who put him in that carpet in the first place.
What do you feel like, how are you feeling about everything going on in the world right now in terms of the election and all of these storefronts being boarded up? Is it weird for you to see?
Somewhat, but spiritually, God tells us this. He says in the last days that there will be famine in the land, pestilence, earthquakes, and so on about what's happening now. He said that it would be a plague that would kill 1/3 of the earth. See, this is only the beginning.
Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my segment of LACHSA News. This week, there's not that much news, LACHSA-wise, that is. And you know, we basically, what I wanted to bring up for my segment is that Wednesdays being off for the past couple of weeks, for me, it's been really nice, and I feel like I have more time to do my work and things like that. So those have been really nice, and I would just like to say, you know, maybe that could be a day, kind of like a study hall day where we could all have off, because for me, it's really helped, and to the people I've talked to, they've said the same. So that's kind of all I want to say for this time. Yeah, guys, hope everyone's doing well. Thank you.
It's the LACHSA News Show.